Man. Oh, wow. I guess it's a running, huh? Damn, let me get out of the way. Shit. What's going on, Mike? Wow. I guess they were doing some running marathon or something. A bunch of cops. I've been dropping too many videos lately, man. I guess some of you guys are coming in and checking it out every now and then. Just got done with a hard workout. I guess we gotta work out until the day that we die, guys. Can't afford to chunk up. I know I can't. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? It ain't getting easier, goddammit. Them legs ain't like they used to be. Them legs, boy, whoo, man. Them legs, man. That's why you gotta stay up on them legs, man. Doing them squats and shit. Don't let your legs turn into chicken legs. I didn't work the legs today, man, because my legs are still sore from like day before yesterday. So I guess I worked the legs and the day after tomorrow. They still kind of weak. You know. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Before I got my body game right, I was puny, man. I was like, what, 15 years old when I first started doing capoeira, man. And then when I bulked up and I got some muscle, that's when the females started kicking in the door. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, bro, let me tell you something. Put my shades on, 'cause it's bright out here. Let me tell you something. A lot of times when I make videos about loneliness, it's because I'm drunk. So you're basically getting a drunk video, bro. And my real feelings come in those videos. Cause I've been by myself for a long time, man. I haven't had a girlfriend in like, I don't know, like 8 years. So yeah, the loneliness kicks in when I'm drunk. That's why you see me making lonely videos. You feel what I'm saying? As you can see, I'm totally different in the daytime. You feel what I'm saying?
Wait.
But if you get a loneliness video, just know that I'm drunk. Because then my feelings just come out into the video, all of my feelings. In the daytime, I'm all about getting that bag, getting that money. You feel me? That's what I'm about, yo. At nighttime, I'm drunk by myself. But really, let me tell you something real quick. A lot of that stuff is your own doing though. Like, who you gonna blame for like not having money and shit like that? You can't blame nobody but yourself, man. You know, you can't if you didn't get the bag, or if you quit chasing the bag, and you're suffering from like loneliness and stuff like that, that's on your fault, bruh. Hey, I mean, damn. I could have got the bag when I was in my 20s chasing music and shit. But I quit. And I wasn't humble back then either. I was just like, I thought I knew everything about music, and I was learning and shit. But I wasn't really asking any questions from people who were better than me. I wasn't asking questions to people who was like more skilled than me. I mean, I did, but I didn't soak up all the knowledge that I needed to soak up. So a lot of the times, bro, if you 60 and broke, that's your fault. That's your own doing. If you're 45 and broke, that's your own doing, because you quit whatever you was pursuing. Or you didn't pursue it at all. You decided to just do nothing with your life. So then when women punish you, bro, when women are not giving you the time of day, that's your fault, bro. Because time goes by, bro, and you got to do something with that time. You can't just sit there and do nothing. Like me, I've been chasing the bag for the last last 5 years. I've been chasing the bag. I finally got my mind right and started chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Just one jackpot will be a self-improvement. You know what I'm saying? Just one more jackpot will be a self-improvement. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff is self-inflicted wounds, bro. A lot of stuff is self-inflicted. You did it to yourself, man. You know, if you're broke and you're older, that's your fault. You didn't make any changes. You didn't make any adjustments. I'm broke right now because it's my fault. I should have never been chasing women and pursuing relationships while I was in my 20s. I should have been just focused on concentrating on making a hit, getting more involved with music. I should have been focused on that, bro. You know? I should have been more focused on my money and building wealth. You know what I'm saying? And instead, I was in relationships, being emotional as hell. Just falling in love and all that old bull crap. So I looked at my past life, and I saw the mistakes that I made. And now I regret it, but also I changed the way I do things. I can go out and get me a girlfriend right now if I wanted to. She won't be very pretty, but I can go out and get me something right now. It's the fact that when I'm on this lonesome road, you know, when I make videos about being lonely, yeah, because I am lonely, because I am the only one that's chasing this bag right now. Ain't nobody in the family trying to help me, man. You feel what I'm saying? Me and my family members don't really get along like that. For them to be like, yeah, you know, go ahead, we'll help you get the bag. And no, I'm the only one that's chasing this shit, bro. Every single day. You feel what I'm saying? Every single day I'm chasing this bag. You know? And I did that. I made the mistakes like a man coming up. Just being undisciplined and not humble. Being humble takes you a long way, man. Thinking you know it all, you don't get very far. So you gotta brush yourself off, man, and change your ways. A lot of guys, they get to be 40 and 50. I mean, they get to be 50 and 60 and still struggling, bro. I know this guy right now, he's 60 right now, and he's still struggling, bro. He's still out here living in his vehicle, bro. At 60 years old. That means he must have clowned all the time off. He must have fucked all his time off. Because now he's 60, and he's still living in a car. But I can see why, man. The guy's totally, like, narrow-minded, bro. And not very smart at all. You know? And I don't want to get to be 60 and still struggling out here, bro. So I changed my ways. I started chasing the bag instead. I chased the bag instead. You feel me? You know? Yeah, I'm sore, pretty sore about that. Especially if I worked out hard, yeah. Yeah, I'll get sore. What's up with it? He said, man, damn, you did your workout fast. Yeah, because I work with intensity, bro. Like, capoeira is brutal, bro. Because you're constantly throwing them kicks at lightning speed. Well, I mean, I'm not that fast like I used to be. But when you're throwing kicks at 100 miles per hour, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, boy, just 30 minutes of that will lean you up. And doing cartwheels and stuff, activating them muscles and stuff, you know. That right there, 'cause I don't want to fiddle with that when I'm playing around. Oh, no water, huh? Man. Guess I gotta buy 2 of these. Ouch. My bad. How you doing today? I'm good. Thank you. Have a nice day. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. I should have put it back. Sorry about that, man. I had to put water in that in my big ass jug. So if you're struggling, it's your own fault. Because you could have turned it around, man, and start doing something with your life, like chasing the bag. And I got faith that eventually I'm gonna hit the bag, man, and I'm gonna walk up into the sunset, you know what I'm saying, with a fine ass broad with a huge butt on her. You feel me? But, you know, I keep going. I keep pushing, even though I made mistakes in the past, which landed me here. And I'm correcting it, though. You feel what I'm saying? I'm correcting my mistakes. You feel me? So you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta make sure you gotta make sure you do the right thing, man, so that way you won't suffer for it in the future. You feel me? Like, I'm suffering from like, I'm suffering right now because I made decisions in the past, you know, that landed me in this goddamn rut that I'm in right now, in this fucking nightmare that I'm in. If I would have stayed focused on my shit, I wouldn't be here. But instead, I decided to goof off time, bro. Especially when the what's the name happened, man. The meltdown, the economy meltdown. Oh. When that happened, man, when the economy died, when we went into a recession, that's when I really started goofing off time, bro. I was at bars and clubs all the time, man. Always trying to get laid, just checking for a female all the time. Instead of chasing the bag, bro, I got off track. I became addicted to partying and stuff all the time. I was 28 years old? 2008, stock market crash. And that's when I was out there at bars and clubs all the time, just drinking and drinking and drinking. I stopped doing music. I quit that after 5 years of collecting music equipment and microphones, keyboards, Pro Tools, all that other stuff, man. And I decided to quit. Well, guess what? You're gonna pay for that in the long run, because as you get older, you know, the money becomes more important in your life. You know, and then I chunk up. I put on weight, and you know, man, when you put on weight, it's harder to even attract women when you put on weight. So a lot of the stuff that we go through, bud, it be our own doing. It be nobody else's fault, but yours. You know. What's up with it? We got Dorian up in here. We got Sean Breezy. What's up with it? a man must maintain discipline, even if he becomes a millionaire. You see a lot of millionaires, they practice like saving their money and keeping their wealth. Like, you know, some of these dudes, millionaires, be driving around in Priuses and shit. They practice keeping wealth, man. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? What's that dude name? Shit. Can't think of his name right now. But he don't even have a house, and he's a billionaire, man. Elon Musk, okay? He don't even have a house. He hasn't bought a house or nothing, bro. But he's still a billionaire. I think he stays with a friend or something. But he's a billionaire. And he's practicing conserving money, man, and not just wasting it on stupid stuff. I mean, they do it, man, but a lot of billionaires and millionaires, they see a house as a bad investment, you know? Just being disciplined, even though they millionaires, they still got discipline. You know, it's the discipline that made them millionaires. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's the discipline that got them there. So for you to get there and start losing discipline, you're gonna lose your money. You know, Adrian Broner, we was talking about him the other day. He got there with discipline. And then once he got the money, he became undisciplined. So therefore, he went back to being broke. Even when you get money, you have to have a disciplined mindset. But my plan is to get the money and then take a long vacation so I can get used to the money being in my account. That way I'm not there to like, I won't be able to spend it on luxury items, cars, you know, houses, maybe a condo. I might buy a condo, but I don't know about a house. You feel what I'm saying? Just I want to be away from where I can like, look, I don't trust myself, you know? I might buy a Porsche and shit like that for no reason. It's like, you only got a few million, man. You gotta be really conservative with that shit and invest most of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got a few million, you better invest 1.5 million and keep that 500,000 for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, I figure if I'm on a vacation in the Bahamas or in Thailand, yeah, I'll be pinching off the money, but it won't. I won't be in a position where I could buy cars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can buy a car in Thailand, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. I don't want to buy a car in Thailand. I want to buy a car here in America. And I want that wealth to grow, man. Would I be like Elon Musk and like live with somebody? No. I ain't gonna be that conservative with my money. But I will like maybe buy a condo or something like that and keep it simple, man.
Wait.
You know? Bro, Little Seven has been sent to you from heaven. What's up with it, Captain Commander? What's up with it? You know, you can't like when you get the wealth, you can't like become undisciplined, because that's not how you got the wealth. You got the wealth by being disciplined. So when you get the wealth, you get the bag, right? And you become undisciplined, you won't keep that money in your pocket for long. You feel what I'm saying? No, you'll be like, no, this is not how I got here. How I got here was being smart. You feel what I'm saying? How I got here? Being smart, being disciplined, not playing around. You know, when people become disciplined, When people become undisciplined, they lose their wealth. So that's why I say, man, I'm gonna go on a 90-day vacation and I'll be in Thailand just pinching off my money. You feel what I'm saying? I'll rent a condo and I'll be pinching. So by the time I come back to the US, I'm used to having that money in the account. After about 90 days of being in Thailand or in the Philippines or wherever I decide to go, I'll come back to the US used to having that money in the bank. You feel what I'm saying? I'll be used to it. And I won't be so quick to go out and buy a Porsche or a Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Stupid Porsches, but trying to attract women too goddamn soon. It's like, man, start off with a Honda Accord or something, then work your way up to the Porsche when the money get better. Don't buy a Porsche right off the bat. It's a bad investment. You know, you're concerned about keeping the money, man, not losing it. See what I'm saying? So be on the bag chase, man. It's gonna be a challenge, but you gotta be up for the challenge, man. You know, ain't nothing easy to get. You know, something that's valuable, it ain't not gonna be easy to get. You know, when the money get good, then you can buy your Lambo. Then you can buy your Porsche. Like me, I want to buy a Porsche so bad. But I know my first jackpot, or my second jackpot, I mean, it's not gonna be that big. You feel what I'm saying? Especially the way I play or whatever. You know, I might get maybe $1 million or something. Buying a Porsche for $100 grand, that would be a waste of my goddamn money, bro. If I only have $1 million, I gotta be really conservative with that money. So what I'll do is I'll take a trip, take about maybe 20 grand with me or something. The budget for the trip would be like 20 grand, and sit up on the beach and just pinch off my money. And we get used to seeing that in your account. Don't, like, you know, if you ain't in another country, you're not gonna be able to blow it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because everything is cheaper over there. So you could take 20 grand, that'll last you like that'll last you 6 months. 20 grand will last you, let's see, 20 grand. Yeah, that'll last you 6 months, man. You could take a 6-month vacation and just let the money just sit. And while you pinch off the 20 grand, you got $2 million in the bank. When you come back to the States, you still got, you know, 1.8 million? Okay, yeah, that's it. You still got 1.8 million left in the bank when you come back to the States after 6 months. So you're used to having that money there, right? So when you come back, you start investing that money, get you a place to live. You know, I'm definitely gonna get me a place to live, and you know, I'm thinking about buying a condo so I'd never ever be homeless again. You know, but millionaires and billionaires saying that, you know, it's better to rent than buy, man. You know, but I'm like, screw that. I'm gonna buy a condo. I don't care what nobody says. You know, that way, if I ever run out of money, I got a place to live. I got a roof over my head that I own. Nobody can take that from me, man. You know. And then hit another jackpot, shit. You know. Hit another jackpot. I'm finished off my cardio walking to a mile too. That's why my shit, my workouts be quick, man. Cause I'm still walking this mile over here to fly my sign. So I'm walking through the fucking goddamn heat to go fly this sign. Then I gotta walk back, which is basically a mile, full round trip, you know. So I finish off my cardio this way, just walking a long distance. Walk a half a mile there, half a mile back. So my workout is complete. You know? And who was the other girl that looked like Little Seven? It was this girl at 24 Hour Fitness that I used to go to over there in Concord. Right next to Walnut Creek, right? She looked like Little Seven. But, yeah, she kind of reminded me of her. When I was going to 24 Hour Fitness being fat as hell, you know, she was avoiding me and shit. Man, females, if you are sub 5, man, they act strange around you, bro. It's like they don't want to be alone with you. They don't want to have nothing to do with you. You know. But I lost the weight. And I keep on gaining and losing and gaining and losing. You get tired of that shit. You say, fuck it. I'm just going to have to keep on working out my whole entire life until I die. You know? Yeah, but this girl, she kind of reminded me of Little Seven. She kind of reminded me of Little Seven at 24 Hour Fitness. You know, women treat you differently, man, when you put on pounds, bro. They don't like all the fat on the face, man. You know, that's why I say, man, if you're gonna put on them pounds, you better have a whole lot of money in the bank. You better pay like you weigh. You know, fucking up Snickers, fucking up candy bars, fucking up chips all the time. It's all that junk. Never exercising. Just gobble, 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 gobble. You feel what I'm saying? So nowadays, I'm learning how to be more disciplined and focused on my goal right now. And I'm paying for my past mistakes. Yes, I am. I should have been got that bag a long time ago. I have always been wanting to be rich and successful, bro. You feel what I'm saying? The fuck you looking at, fool? Man. I always wanted to be that like that, bro. I have always dreamed about having a Lambo. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna get me a Lambo. You must be tripping, bro. Shit, once I become wealthy and that money start coming in hard, after all the investing and shit, go straight to the Lambo lot and walk off with that motherfucker. Well, not walk off, but drive off. You know, drive off the lot with a Lambo, a brand new one. You know what I'm saying? Because I always wanted to have that car, man. But right now, we're far away from getting a Lambo. Maybe in a few years from now.
Wait.
You know? But you gotta keep pushing forward and keep hustling toward that bag every single day. It don't matter what they say, the naysayers, the haters, people make a video about me or whatever, I'm just gonna ignore them, bro. They don't exist to me. You know, you're not that important for me to respond to you, you know, after you make a video about me. You're not that important to me. You don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? You're the one making a video about me. I'm not making a video about you. I don't care about what you're doing. You know, I might mention it every now and then, but I ain't gonna mention your name in my videos. I ain't gonna give you no shine. You're not a factor in this bag chase right now. You feel what I'm saying? You're not here to help. You're not here to help me get it. So it's like, nope, ignore you. Goodbye. Ignore it all the way. Because you're not a factor. Just like my sister. She texted me today, talking about, I can't ignore my brother. How are you? I can't forget about my brother. And I was like, I didn't respond, bro, because I'm like, if you're not out here helping me get this bag so we can have a better life, You don't exist to me. If you're not out here at least every now and then bringing me some clothes, bringing me some food, you know my situation and you know what I'm after right now. I want that bag. And if you're not out here trying to support that, and I ain't saying give me money, but you can at least coming out here bringing me some clothes, some food, or something like that while I'm trying to make our lives better. You know what I'm saying? You can at least be doing that. But when I do get the bag, I don't want to hear, oh, why are you not giving me any money? Or why are you not? Yeah, because I spent like years out there and you didn't really give me much support. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you. I could probably give my nephew a brand new car. I've been thinking about that. But that's about it. That's as much as I would do. Other than that, it's like, nah, you said I wasn't going to make it, remember? You said I wasn't going to make it. You said that I was going to fail. You know, I'm after something. And I won't stop until I get it. You feel me? So that's what we gotta do nowadays, man. Stay up on that paper chase, man. Stay on the paper chase, man. Because you're gonna pay for it in the long run. There's a lot of guys out there lonely as hell. They in an older age though. They're like 60, 65, 70. Bro, they got no money and they let their whole entire life just pass them by without chasing the bag. I'm like, bro, we getting older. You know, we got to start planning for the future. You know, my 50s are coming. I got to start prepping for it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm chasing the bag. I'm preparing for my 50s. So I won't be no broke 50-something-year-old man. Because a lot of guys, when they get that age, you ain't got no money. You invisible to young females. I'm talking about like a motherfucking shadow. You feel me? You know? You nigga, you are, man, you invisible. And you know, as we age, we still continue to like young females. So why not get the bread right and do what we gotta do, man, to attract them? It's all, you know, this life is all about attracting women and passing on our genetic legacy. That's what this life is about. So we gotta do things and make sure we get our bread and our bread right and all that other stuff to attract. So we could pass on a genetic legacy, bro. Like a lot of guys ain't gonna be able to do that. They didn't change. A lot of guys didn't change, bro. They just said, fuck it, I'm gonna stay the same my whole entire life. No, I don't want to chase the bag. I don't want no riches. Okay, bro. You know, when you get older, you get punished for that, right? The females, they punish you, man, by not giving you any coochie. When you look at older, successful men, bro, like they get coochie like left and right, and women reward you with coochie when you do good in life. When you got the bag. When you got the bag, you get rewarded with beautiful women. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want. When I get the bag, I want to be rewarded. And all the females that rejected me, man, that's bag fumbled right there. You fumbled the bag. You know what I'm saying? You could have been you could have been with a rich man, but you decided to go with the Pookies and Ray Rays. You know, you decided to go with Chad and Tyrone. You feel what I'm saying? So understand this, time is of the essence, bro. We don't have a whole lot of time. One day it's gonna be the end. You're gonna die, bro. And while you living, you wanna live good all the way until your grave happens. Until you get put in the ground 6 feet deep, bro. Like you wanna live good while you living. You don't want to be suffering and shit, all this suffering and loneliness and all that other shit. It's like because men don't want to get out there and better themselves. They too lazy. The hell's on my arm? You know, they don't want to go out there and better themselves. Like, bro, complete the mission at all costs. Get that bag. Stop screwing off time. I got to go fly my sign and I got to go turn in my numbers. Because I'm chasing this bag with hardcore intelligence And I'm chasing the bag with authority, bro. Hardcore. I'm putting down $20 a day on numbers. Sometimes more than that, $25. You feel what I'm saying? So eventually, man, whew, I'm gonna hit that motherfucking jackpot. It's gonna be 20 times the prize. If it's 100,000, I'm gonna get 20 times 100,000, bro. That's gonna be that's a few million after taxes. You feel me? Actually, no, that's like more like $1 million after taxes. If it's 70,000, I get 20 times 70,000. That's a nice piece of change, man, to like invest with. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not enough. It's not generational wealth. You feel what I'm saying? Because I could go through a few million just like that, man. Like it's nothing. And be back broke again. You feel what I'm saying? But I live for the day, man, where I'm on top of the world and I got my bag. You feel what I'm saying? I live for the day for when I can look at these motherfuckers who was hating on me, you know, that was talking shit, motherfuckers who was making videos about me or my sister. I'm gonna laugh at her and show her my lifestyle in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you could have been out here helping me get this, but you decided you didn't want to help me. So I'm the only one that's benefited from this. Feel me? So a lot of guys don't understand, man. It's all about persistence and dedication, man. If you want anything in this world, bro, stay persistent. Stay on that bag chase, bro. Don't give up. That's one thing you don't want to do. Then all hope will be lost if you give up. I gotta go. I'm running my mouth, bro. We're already 40 minutes already. You guys have a good day, man. I gotta fly my sign and I'm done. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.